Hello, Tar Heel Nation. Welcome back to another episode of UNC Hoops Talk podcast. I'm your host, Dan DeWitt, and we are good to be back. Crazy big time week and a half, whatever it's been here since the last podcast. But obviously talk about the Clemson game, we'll talk about the Duke game, look into that one, and then the Miami game that wasn't, and what all happened there, what should happen, and what will come. We're going to get all into that. Thanks for watching, listening, however you're taking in the podcast. Thanks for being here and supporting the podcast. Keep sharing it with your friends and family. And yeah, let's unite Tar Heel Nation as we try to do here on the podcast. So jumping into it, it's been a little over a week. I guess last Monday was the Clemson game. I'm going to be honest with you. I watched the first half. It was not pretty. I put in the description they didn't show up. And then at halftime, I started getting like life happened. I had to talk to people on the phone. I had to take care of stuff as we were away, and stuff was happening back at home and all that stuff. And so I missed the first part of the first half. And then all of a sudden my wife is like, hey, they're only down 4. And I was like, well, I can't watch now. Like, they're doing better without me. And so I didn't watch the second half. Unfortunately, it didn't happen all the way like it was supposed to, as they just kind of never got it going against Clemson, and lost 63-50. Obviously, their defense and our lack of efficient offense just kind of took the toll there. We did out-rebound them, but we didn't shoot well, 5 for 19 from 3. Caleb Love was 2 for 10 again. Kerwin Walton, 3 for 7. Garrison, 4 for 10. Armando completely didn't show up, only took 1 shot, had a shot and 3 rebounds, a couple of turnovers. And actually, the only person in double figures was Day'Ron Sharp, who shot 4 for 10 from the free throw line. So he could have ended up with more there, had 16 points, 8 rebounds. And it says 6 fouls. I don't know. That doesn't make sense. But yeah, and then, Caleb Love did end up with 9. Walton had 9. Brooks had 8, but just not pretty. We're not going to talk about it. It's going to be one of those games with the young team. Obviously Caleb, again, struggled. RJ's really been struggling lately. Didn't have any points in this one, 0 for 3. And, he's got to get something figured out. But Caleb, fortunately, he did figure it out against Duke. So Saturday, of course, everybody knows the big game. We went into Duke, and I'm sure if you listen to this podcast, you know what happened already as well. But 91-87, we go from scoring 50 at Clemson to scoring 91 in Cameron. We have 6 guys in double figures, led by Caleb Love, first person to have stats like this in Cameron. We've had people do it against Duke at home, but not in Cameron. Caleb Love, 25 points, 7 assists, still had 5 turnovers, a couple of defensive lapses, as Roy has pointed out now. Shot 9 for 16 overall, so much better percentage, 4 for 5 from 3. We would take that every day of the week and then some. But yeah, he had 25 points there. Great game from him. Big time dunks. He's just into the game. You could kind of see. I kept kind of pointing out, like, you can see that he wanted to go to Duke, or Duke, whatever the story was. Duke was his dream school or whatever. And I don't even know the whole situation there, but it's like he's been waiting for this game all season, and it kind of showed there. Armando rebounded in the second half there, 16 points, had 6 rebounds. Let's see. And then we had Brooks and Leakey, both 12 points, 4 assists for both of them as well. We had Kerwin, who was 4 for 4 from 3, perfect on the night shooting. Those are the only shots he took as well, 12 points there. And then off the bench, Sharp as well had 11 points, shot 5 for 5, still 1 for 4 from the free throw line. He's got to get that figured out. But 9 rebounds as well to lead us in that category. Again, besides Sharp, though, unfortunately, the only person that scored off the bench was Playtech, 3 points. RJ in his 14 and a half minutes, 0 for 5, 0 for 3 from 3. A couple of assists, couple of rebounds. But again, like I said, he's got to get that figured out. Anthony Harris, it didn't give us a lot either. 0 points, 0 for 2, couple of rebounds, an assist, turnover, a couple of steals. But again, I think we still need to give him time. He got 15 minutes there. We got to let him kind of work into it. But kind of Duke, the story to me was it shouldn't have been this close. We had Matthew Hurt in foul trouble. He was, pretty much non-existent. He hit 2 buckets in a row in the second half. It's like, oh man, is he going to get going? But then he got in foul trouble again. We did end up fouling him out, ended up with 7 points. And so for their best player to play like that, there's no way it should have been this close. And we got it up to, I don't know if it says our largest lead. Yeah, there you go. 12 points with 14 minutes left in the second half. And it seemed like we were going to kind of just keep building. We should have won by 20 or more. But they hung around. Like I said, Roy kind of blamed it on, well, not blamed completely, but a couple of key spots where Caleb, didn't get back, and they just had wide open layups. But even in the half court, like, they were getting wide open layups. And it should not have been that close. Hopefully at home we take care of them a little bit easier. It was still a nail biter down at the end. Like, we could have blown it. They had a possession where we were up 2. There was like under a minute left or something like that. Fortunately, again, we got, I don't remember what happened. We got the rebound, or we got a steal or turnover or something, so that they didn't get the lead or even tie it. And then we did hit some free throws. Leaky hit 3 out of 4 down the stretch, some key free throws for us to get that win. Again, we shot from 3. We're 10 for 15 shooting the ball, 67%. I think we've maybe had one other game like this, but I mean, we win these games when we shoot like that. Free throw line, we still got to get it figured out. We were 59% from the free throw line. I mean, just think about that: 67% from the 3-point line, 59% from the free throw line. Just there's no reason for it. Just crazy. But did not rebound them by a ton here. Turnovers were pretty even. Steals and blocks pretty even. All that good stuff. Obviously, fast break points, we did almost double them up, 27 to 15. Points off turnovers, we did capitalize a little bit better. Some of our turnovers were not live ball ones. That was good. Points in the paint were completely even. Second chance points completely even. So again, there's a lot of room there for us to beat them by a lot more. We usually kill people on second chance points and points in the paint. And again, our bench, besides Sharp, really was, and one shot by Playtech was all we got. So some room there for us to get better. But really, that's not. It's crazy that we have a week or 2 weeks here, whatever it is, and the Duke game is not even the huge story here. So that's happened. We were glad to beat Duke, even if they are having a down year. We're happy to beat Duke. But then that night and the next day, whatever, are kind of the bigger story. So we go in and supposed to a quick turnaround with Miami on Monday, and apparently the guys celebrate. They've, again, if you're listening to this, you've probably seen it and read it, but they sent out an apology. First, there's a video of Baycott and Sharp. People keep saying at a party. They were in a dorm room gathering. Obviously, people not on the team, nobody wearing masks. To me, it got blown out of proportion. Yes, they made a mistake. Shouldn't have been doing it, but that got blown way up. And then eventually the game, Miami sees it. People are reporting again that Miami saw it and they said, nope, we're not having it. The report is that they sat down all together and said, we shouldn't play this game, probably directly related to that video. I'm not denying that at all. And maybe even the smart move. I don't know. Again, we don't know results of tests or, again, and even that, I mean, you guys know all this COVID stuff. Like, obviously they could test negative and still have it and pass it on. And then, Miami's team could be affected and have to shut down. Ours could, ours still could have to shut down. We don't know what's going to happen. So yeah, that game gets postponed, probably canceled. There's not a whole lot of room to make it up. And then the players send out a statement saying, that it wasn't just those two, there was more. It was supposed to be just a team gathering to celebrate whatever their kids, their college kids, and other people were brought in or allowed in, whatever. Obviously, people allowed them to video it. I don't know, again, why you're Baycott. You're just blatantly there on the video. It seems really dumb, and people are making that point. But even if, there's not a video, okay, we don't know, and the game gets played, but it's still not smart to do all of that. So, yeah, I mean, it happened. Again, no masks being worn, all that stuff. And so, yeah, everything happened. Coach Williams put out a statement as well saying, hey, the guys have been working hard. They messed up here. Punishments will be handed out. I don't think we're ever going to learn what that is, what the punishment is, or what happens to them and stuff like that. I think it's all going to be in-house, and we're never going to know unless someone from the team directly or Coach Williams himself kind of gives us that. But I don't expect that to happen. And so this is where we are here today as I'm recording this. And we got another game scheduled against Virginia on Saturday, I believe. Yep, Saturday. It's supposed to be a 6 p.m. Eastern tip on ESPN. Obviously, a big one. It's at Virginia, because why not? Every year we go to Virginia. They never have to play us at our place. So that'll be, a big time game for us, a big time challenge for our offense going against their defense. And we'll see if it happens. It sounds like it's going to be played. There's obviously there shouldn't be a reason this one gets postponed or canceled the day of, like Miami. There's no reason. If they're going to do it, it should be, hey, the guys were out and it can take a while to test positive or whatever, and we're not going to play it. But that hasn't been made yet. I would say tomorrow, Thursday, is the last day for that to happen. If it doesn't, nothing's been said by Thursday about it, it should happen. And it sounds like everybody will be eligible to play unless somebody tests positive, or contract tracing for some other reason. I guess we're planning on playing that. I don't know what to expect. Again, we're on the road. We're at Virginia. Haven't always done well there, and our offense already. If Caleb Love can show up like he did against Duke, I think we got a shot there, and we can pull it off. But I'm not sure what to really expect out of that game, or what I'm kind of looking for. I hope we play well. I hope we shoot well. But it's going to be a tough one. Obviously, right now our resume could use a big time win. I don't think Duke is really that big time win, and that's the thing about Miami game that being canceled. Like, we win that game, okay, we're supposed to. We lose that game, it really hurts us, and we're kind of right on the bubble. Virginia here, obviously, if we play well and even lose, it can still kind of help us, I think. If we win, it really helps us. And then after Saturday, it's not as quick of a turnaround, but still a fairly quick turnaround. We go, I guess it's at home. It's in Chapel Hill on Tuesday, another 6 p.m. Eastern tip on the ACC network. We got Virginia Tech Hokies coming to town. They've been kind of up and down, so we'll kind of see. Again, I don't know what to expect. I think it's a game. It's probably a game we need to win, being at home and stuff. But it is not a guarantee win by any stretch, and it'll be a challenge for our guys. Like every game we got going on, we got after Virginia Tech, we got Louisville. That's going to be a challenge. That one's at home. Boston College, we should win. That one's on the road though. Florida State comes to Chapel Hill. That's going to be a challenge, even if it's at home. Then we go to Syracuse. I think they're going to be pretty upset about last game. And then we obviously end up with Duke at home. So maybe out of those, you'd say maybe 2 games we should absolutely win. Both of them are on the road, though. And the rest of them are going to be kind of dogfights. And so we need to go 500 or so there to make sure that we take care of business and get into the NCAA tournament. So right now we're sitting at 12-6, 7-4 in the ACC. I guess we can not. I mean, if we end up 500 in the ACC, we should get in. So I guess we don't have to completely split those, but if we split those, we're easily in. I would say, not with a high seed, but we're in the NCAA tournament. So, like I don't know. This is where we stand. Not a lot of game analysis here or predictions there, and maybe kind of a little down. I don't know. I've been kind of up and down on this team. Obviously, we got the talent and we can do it, but we also got to show up. It's kind of game to game. Somebody I chat a lot with about our games and about our team and stuff. It's pretty much every game. It's more about how we play, what we're doing, than even who we're playing or how they do. Virginia plays well, but we play. I can't say like we did against Duke. I think we lose if we play like Duke because our defense has to be better. But offensively, we play like that against Virginia, and then we play defense like we have again. I think we can beat them even if they are playing well. We play poorly. I mean, Clemson got destroyed by Virginia. So I think that was Duke. Who did Clemson or who did Virginia? Maybe it was Clemson too. I don't know. Virginia, throttled somebody that just wasn't playing well. So, it's more about how we're playing and what we're doing offensively, defensively, how focused we are, that kind of stuff than the other team. I think even game to, every game, we can beat anybody with our talent, but we can certainly lose to anybody as well. So, that's about what I got here. I got one comment here. It says, play ball. The youngsters are like 0% likely to die or be seriously damaged by the virus. Even if that is true, like you just can't be reckless about it. You can't just throw them out there because like, oh, you don't have hardly any chance of doing it. So I got to disagree with you there. They're not being paid. It's not like the NBA. You're like, hey, you're going out there because you don't get a paycheck if you don't go out there. Like, I get it. They can sit out, but I mean, you can't be reckless with the kids either. Obviously that it's come out that the guy at Florida that collapsed, it wasn't due to the virus, but still the liability the schools are taking, the NCAA would be taking if something were to happen to guys because of the virus. Obviously, you got to think about the coaches. I think that's kind of in the statement of the players. That's what they kind of said. They let down the staff and Coach Williams. I mean, they're older, and if you're just reckless with it, then even if you're not putting your life in danger, you're putting their life at danger. And even if it's not your life, like just being sick, like getting it. I mean, we don't want people to do that. We want to stop it. So, we got to be smart about this, and obviously we got to allow them to be college kids to an extent, but they've been in it long enough. They'd know, and I know it can't be easy. I'm not saying it is, and not completely blaming the kids or anything like that either. But we got to be smart about it. So I think they'll learn their lesson. I don't think it's going to necessarily happen again. And it's not like this isn't happening in other places. Other places, people, college kids are partying. Guys on the basketball team are partying. And I don't even necessarily call this a party, but obviously a gathering. Whatever, it doesn't matter. It's happening in other places, but it was a big news because it was on a video, and it wasn't a good look. And I mean, North Carolina has always been about making sure you represent yourself and your team and the university and all that in the right way. So it is something we need to do, and I think they will. I don't think this is going to happen again. So like I said, that's all I got. I think it may be a couple weeks just with the schedule here. We'll see what happens with the upcoming week if we do have to miss a couple games or something like that. Actually, I guess I was looking at the schedule, probably podcast next week, and then it may be a couple weeks after that going into March. Can't believe we're this close to March and March Madness, all that stuff, but it is coming fast, and we got to be ready as the Tar Heels. So we got to cheer our guys on. We got to get these wins and keep moving forward as a program. So thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. However you took in the podcast, I appreciate it. And let's just continue to unite Tar Heel Nation and spread the word. But until then, go Heels.